Hello and welcome to my review of Eden by Cacharel. This review kind of makes me a little bit nervous, only because I really like this fragrance and it's just a very strange, unusual, not of the norm fragrance, which is a kind of a love or hate affair. So there's a lot of people that don't like this and it turns their stomach, but I think if you can appreciate the weirdness of it, then you're going to love it. I'm trying not to have preconceived notions, I guess. So it's a floral fragrance that came out in 1994. This review is actually a comparison review as such. It's not going to be a completely total comparison review because it's difficult for me. I'm going to admit that straight away. But I have, it's been reformulated, which is, you know, it keeps happening a lot with a lot of fragrances, which is an endless frustration. I said that in my review of Lulu before. But I have to thank once again Mimlin, or Mimlin, I don't know how to pronounce your name, sorry, who sent me a sample of the vintage version of Eden, which is kind of quite different, as the same as Lulu. That the vintage and the reformulation are completely different. Well, not completely different, but there's a big difference between them. So yeah, it came out in 1994, as I said, and I kind of remember seeing the advert of it when I was younger, because the advert stuck out to me because the woman in it was naked. It was on TV, it was a woman with really short hair, like kind of meandering through a forest jungle type place, and she had her boobs out. It was a shock to me, but it made me want to smell the fragrance even more. You know, the advert was bold, and it just reflects the fragrance is very bold as well. So I'll tell you what's in it. It's got a lot of notes. It's a floral, it's classified as a floral, but I would go so far as to say that it's a fruity floral because there are a lot of fruits in it as well, and they do show through. So you've got, the top notes are lemon, bergamot, peach and mandarin. Then the heart notes is a lot of stuff. You've got pomegranate blossom, which I don't know what that smells like, so I can't comment. Melon, tuberose, pineapple, mimosa, or I think it's mimosa. Mimosa is the drink, actually. That's just my personality coming out there. It's mimosa, sorry. Rose, orchid, lily of the valley, water lily, jasmine and orange blossom. And then the base is cedarwood, black lotus, which I don't know much about, and I always kind of do a little bit of research, but black locust, is supposed to, it's a floral, and it's supposed to be kind of like a sweet, honeyish kind of smelling flower. Patchouli, tonka bean and sandalwood. So there's kind of a lot of notes going on in there, and this really is kind of otherworldly smelling, I think. That's the only way I can think of to describe it. It was created by a guy called Jean Jouchard, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, who also created Lulu for Cacharel. So he obviously worked with them and made two bombshell fragrances. This really is a bombshell fragrance, and as I said, it's kind of love or hate. So I'll show you the box and everything. So the boxes for Lulu and this as well, they're kind of, it's like someone sketched it, you know. It's got tons of flowers on it. I don't know what they are. I can't comment on what the actual flowers are, so I won't try to bother. Mine's a 50ml. I've got a lot of backups of this. I went through a stage of just wanting to hoard it. I don't know why. It connected to me to my past, and I just wanted to hoard it because I heard on the grapevine that it was being discontinued, and that always sends me into a frenzy of wanting to hoard. So I have got quite a lot of it, but that's fine. Yes, this is the 50ml one, Cacharel on the top. It has got a little thing on the back where it says orange blossom and mimosa. Oh, mimosa, I was right. I wasn't wrong. Cool fruits and patchouli. Eden, for the first time ever, encompasses the exhilaration of spring with sensuality. I'm not sure I would agree with the sensuality part. I wouldn't call it a sensual fragrance as such. There's not anything kind of sexy in it. I'd definitely say spring though. You know, you can tell they're trying to capture Eden, a very lush tropical garden, and I think they did. So here's the bottle. I really find the bottle so unattractive, so much so that I don't even want to put it on my shelf, but I do. It's, again, like Lulu, it's opaque. It's made out of glass, but it is an opaque kind of colour. From the bottom, it's shaped like a leaf, which fits as well. So yeah, it's like that. It's got like a sharp bit down the side. It's got a plastic lid, and it's kind of like a bronzy top part of the sprayer. Yeah, it's not the most attractive bottle, but you know, it's unconventional in so many ways, so why not have a weird bottle anyway? I think it's weird, some people might think it's beautiful. So I've already sprayed the reformulated one on this hand, and I've got the vintage one on this hand. And I'll just say, the feel of this, for me, I only wear this when it rains, and that might sound really strange, but it's true. When it's rainy outside and wet and damp in the air, and I don't know what to wear as a perfume for that day, I kind of find myself reaching for this. It fits with a rainy day, in my opinion. I don't think it's wintry. The amount of flowers and plants and stuff that are in it, it's, you know, it is something that should be worn in spring. I mean, there's no rules, obviously I always say that, but that's just my opinion. It feels like a rainy day fragrance. So yeah, it's just weird how fragrances do that to you, but that's the truth. So yeah, so what does it smell like? It's a real tough fragrance because it is so weird in certain ways. I kind of call it, my take on it is, I call it the villain of floral fragrances. You know, some florals are dainty, some are ethereal, some are full-bodied and rich and nice. This one, I wouldn't say is immediately pleasant. That's why I call it the villain of florals. It's kind of like the beast that's waiting in the foliage to get you. I wrote that in my review on Fragrantica. It's like a beast of a floral fragrance. So it smells like, it has, I'll go into the differences in a minute, but the overall feel of it is, to me, it smells like fleshy fruits. Like you've got peach in there, and you've got peaches are like fleshy fruit. You've got melon as well. Together, those two, melon I think smells quite unusual anyway, but melon and peach and pineapple, they create this kind of really strange tone that, together with all of the other florally stuff that's going on and the woods and patchouli, it does feel synthetic, but in a good way. It doesn't smell like it's of this world. It smells like it's flowery and peachy and fruity, but it also feels like it's not natural, and it's so tough to describe. I knew this was going to be a difficult one, and I'm finding it hard to find the words to describe it, but that's what it feels like. The standout notes for me, I would say, probably are peach and melon, but obviously there's tons of other stuff going on that just kind of, your senses are attacked with a lot of different things. It's very unusual. I wouldn't say I could smell rose. According to Fragrantica and the reviews on there, you know, I love those guys. They always do really good reviews and stuff. The voted note that is the main smell is mimosa or mimosa, and I don't know really what that smells like, but it's a dainty yellow flower, and there's a lady, I hope she doesn't mind me referencing her, but she's called Jazzbird Singer, and she mentioned on her review that it smells like it has a lipsticky tone, and I completely agree with that. Lipstick has a very kind of weird waxy smell, and this smells like if you injected lots of flowers and peach into a lipstick. Call me crazy, but that's what I think it smells like. It's absolutely right. It's extremely unusual, and some people compliment me on it. Some people say, oh my god, what are you wearing? I don't like it. It's not a crowd pleaser, which is what draws me to it, really, in the first place. Anything that's slightly different, you know, why not want to smell different? Why smell always of sugar and candy? So yeah, I mean, the differences between them, this is the reformulated version and this is the vintage. there is a distinct difference between them, and that is that this one holds on to more the greenery feel of the fragrance, and it stays a little bit more natural smelling. The new one, the new formulation, really does have that synthetic and more lipstick peachy vibe to it. Of course this one's better, it's always the way. They always have to change them, I don't know why they're doing it, but they do. But this one is, dare I say, more pleasant. I wouldn't say Eden is a pleasant fragrance, smelling fragrance anyway, but it is an amazing fragrance. This one is probably the more pleasant of the two. This one changes a lot quicker, and it does, you know when you smell a peach, and in perfumery especially, it has a kind of dry, fuzzy smell to it, like fuzzy peach. That's more apparent in this one. This one doesn't have that. This one smells more floral than anything else. It's so annoying, because I think people that must have loved this fragrance when they wore it in the 90s must have smelled more amazing than people like me now that wear this one. Bear with me while I just pause my camera and flick it back on again, because it's going to run out. Bear with me. So I'm back. Because I record in HD now, my camera only lets me record 9 minutes and then it just cuts me off. So I've done loads of reviews where I do it and then I go back to it, and I've just had to start all over again. So I'm just trying to not risk that, because it's really frustrating when you're trying to upload a video. So anyway, yeah, as I was saying, it's a floral. I said that at the beginning, but I would consider it a fruity floral, because there are, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 fruits in it, so it does have the fruity vibe, but the combination of fruits that they've chosen just give it this very unusual scent. I mean, it's just really difficult to describe. You really need to smell it. This one, the vintage, is literally one of those fragrances where you just would spray a little bit and that's it, because it is a huge fragrance. It is one that follows you around all day. It kind of makes people ask questions. I'm not sure that this one really does now. I mean, I've had a few comments, like I said before, but this one's just so much more interesting. They're both interesting, but it's like I said in my Lulu review, this has something missing. It's like they've taken out the meat of the scent. This is the full-bodied, blooming version. This one is just kind of, it's still Eden, or Eden as they say in French, but this one I think is probably more unusual than this, because it has that more plasticky, synthetic, floral peach vibe about it. And that's really all I'm going to say about it. I rarely let it dry down to get the base notes of it, because I apply it so much. Not so much, but I touch up with it all the time. And I've never really taken notes on what the base it smells like. But the times that I can remember, it just kind of, the fruits disappear and it just, you're left with florals, and that is very general, so I do apologise, but I've not actually, you know, really done it that way where I can sit there and wait for it to dry down and take notes. On this occasion I haven't. So that's my review of Eden. You should try it, because I've heard that it's going to be discontinued. I don't know if that's true, but at least go to the shop and spray it, because it is something very different. If you're bold enough to wear something that's a crazy otherworldly floral, then just go and try it. You might like it, you might not, but give it a chance to unfold, because it does really unfold. The first blast of it is enough to put anybody off, even myself. You know, just, you need to let it kind of do its thing for a while. So yeah, that's my review of Eden. I'm going to do a few more reviews tonight, because I haven't done any for a while. So that's it. I hope to see you soon. Bye.